Hey, no, think about it. At least one Oklahoma team made the final.
Yeah, okay, man. You're just shitting like just
This,
right
this
here.
is this is a glass.
Right here.
I'm trying to put it half full.
Not my chest. You're shitting on my heart, dog.
I mean, you won it 4 times in a row. Gotta give someone a chance.
That's okay. I still got the Chiefs and Thunder. Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of REV Sports to Wrap It Up. I am Josh. The trio is back together again. Lovely soul, my boy Tushka, pointing, mirror, stuff happening. How are we all doing tonight?
Doing good. We're going to talk about it later tonight, but my Panthers are playing game 1 right now. So if I have an expletive or if I just shout for random reason in the middle of whatever you guys are saying, it's because I'm watching the game and it's right in front of me.
Yeah.
Don't
But
blame.
that is for later, unless we have breaking news from her squeals. But right now, we will be running thy bases, which...
Thy bases. I need
thy
to update
bases,
the graphics.
yes. Well, baseball is romantic, guys. Have you seen Moneyball? So we must put some Shakespearean literature in
Well, it is old and boring, so I guess it's biblical.
kind of in a sense. But anyway, guess what? Same show, same story. The Reds are under 500. 8 games back from the Cubs in their division. That's baseball, right? We don't need to talk about anybody actually succeeding.
I mean, it's different this week from last week. We're not playing 500 baseball for the Red Sox. We're under 500.
Yeah. There's only one team of our favorite teams that is above 500, and that is the Kansas City Royals.
That's right, baby.
Yeah, it's the only team above 500. But it could be worse, guys. It could really, really be worse. And we're not a fan of the Colorado Rockies. I feel bad for them at this point. It's becoming that bad. We have a graphic for everyone out there of just how bad it's going for the Colorado Rockies. Now, this graphic has been updated, as we will show you that. One Scotty Scheffler, who is a golfer, in his last 4 starts since May 4th, I forget. May the 4th be with you. But I forget exactly when. That he has 3 wins on tour in 4 starts. Since then, the Colorado Rockies also have 3 wins out of 28 games. So they are tied with wins with a golfer. Just for those who don't keep up with sports, that's not good. But since June 4th, Scotty has 0 wins and Colorado has 2. So there you go, Colorado. You stepped up. You did your thing. Congratulations.
The most boring sport beats another most boring sport. Congratulations.
Hey, man. I will say, though, the final round of the Masters was awesome.
Oh, dude.
On that.
Yeah,
but
it was great.
But yeah, no, it's just nuts that the Colorado Rockies are this bad. We will get a little bit later on as far as just the heating map. Guess what? The Colorado Rockies are not. But they play at Coors Field. The mountains are very blue there, okay, as far as how cold they are. But there is actually good baseball being played. And we have another crazy catch by Detroit Tiger. We got that video for you on that.
Where's that at?
We got it. Share it.
All right, we will share that one for all the kids out there.
Well, he's getting that up. There's, you know what? I think it's a little nap time for Shohei Ohtani. The Dodgers beat the Yankees 18-2, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm a little sleepy. I'm a little tired. It's nap time. Let's go to bed. We're winning so much."
Yeah. And he did go yard today. And tune in next week as we show you the video of him when he goes yard. Everyone goes up. They didn't catch the ball, and it donks a little kid on the head. So there you go on that. But here is the crazy catch by the Detroit Tigers. There it is.
The second.
Yeah, I know. I was just making sure.
Tios was off balance on a curveball. It's a pop-up third base side. It's a long rod. Dingler tips it. Oh, no. Come on. Zach McKinstry hauls it in. Wow. This Dingler to McKinstry. Hot potato off the leg. Nothing but net.
Look at that.
I think we just have to go to the degree of difficulty.
Palacios.
Yeah. That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It was a crazy catch.
Yeah. But we do have our heat map, correct?
No.
Up there. Oh, we don't. Okay. Well, just so you know.
You still did not get it, man. Oh,
I know.
God.
Yeah.
Here's a better view.
Palacios was off balance on a curveball. It's a pop-up third base side. It's a long rod. Dingler tips it. Oh, no. Come on. Zach McKinstry hauls it in. Wow. This Dingler to McKinstry. Hot potato off the leg. Nothing but net.
Yeah, I think we just have to go to the
I like how his name's Dingler.
I know. I was getting ready to say the same thing. I was like,
Dingler, baby.
His name's Dingler. Yeah.
Dangling between the legs.
You can grow up beyond 12, but you can't take the 12-year-old out of you. He said Dingler on that. But some crazy, some congratulations are around for two Seattle Mariner greats and legends. Both wore the same numbers, therefore they're both going to be retired at the same time, which is Ichiro and the big unit, Randy Johnson. Number 51 will both be retired. Randy Johnson number will be retired during the 2026 season because obviously I believe, and then as Randy says, I'm happy that my contributions over the 10 years that I was there are being acknowledged now. Johnson said via Zoom. It's been a long time, that's for sure. In his 22-year career, Johnson now 61, had a record of 303 to 166, a 3.29 ERA, and 4,875 strikeouts, second only to Nolan Ryan with 5,714. In Major League history, he and Ryan are two of the only four players to record at least 300 wins and 4,000 strikeouts, joining Roger Clemens and Steve Carlton on the short list. Quote, Randy is both one of the greatest pitchers in Major League Baseball history and one of the most important figures in our organization history. Mariners chairman and managing partner John Stanton said during the 1995 season that changed the future of this franchise, his 18-2 record was properly recognized with his first Cy Young Award. More importantly, and somewhat lost to history, the Mariners were an amazing 27-3 in his 30 starts that season and an incredible 24 games over 500 compared to a record of 52-63 when any other starter took the hill for the club. His domination that carried the Mariners to our first ever postseason, which led directly to the construction of T-Mobile Park and the Mariners remaining safely in Seattle forever. The Ichiro version of number 51 will be retired by the franchise on August 9th, just after his Hall of Fame inductions, which should have been unanimous, you freaking idiots. Ichiro will become the third Mariners player to have his number retired, joining Hall of Famers Ken Griffey Jr. and Edgar Martinez. I know the significance of Ichiro and his accomplishments, and I didn't want to interfere with his Hall of Fame induction this year or his number retirement this year, Johnson said. And so the one contingent factor I had was if this was going to happen, that I didn't want to take anything away from his deserving day. I knew it was special, quote from Ichiro saying, I knew it was special number to the organization. I knew that it was a special number to the fans here in Seattle. Obviously, I wanted to make sure number 51 was done justice, make sure that 51 wasn't going to be embarrassed. And I felt like if number 51 was just an average player, I wouldn't do Randy Johnson justice. I knew what it meant for that number to keep going, and for that, I took it very seriously. I needed to do well to make sure I performed well in that number. I remember feeling the pressure when I got that number. Also, Nolan Ryan, did you also kill a bird? No. So that's just if we got to throw out there for Randy Johnson.
I was about to say, a bird hates to see him coming.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep. Boom. Boom. Yep. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's still crazy.
Oh my God.
But RIP that bird because it got destroyed.
Yep.
Oh,
Trivia question: what kind of bird was it?
I don't know. I think it was a pigeon.
The most peaceful.
Dove.
It was a dove, dude. Fucking murdered a dove. Apparently.
Was that game directed by John Woo?
My-
yeah, exactly.
My favorite,
You saw that game and was
Halloween.
like, oh my god, I love doves.
my favorite couple's Halloween costume was someone as Randy
Mm.
Johnson and the other as the bird.
Bird.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So good.
Yeah, people at home, bring that back this year.
Yeah.
That needs to be in the rotation, in the repertoire of a couple Halloween costumes.
Yeah, but shout out to Seattle for retiring this number.
Yeah.
I mean, you have two of the all-time greats to ever do it. Wearing that number, it's going to be tough to go 3 for 3 on that number. So it's better to retire it. And then also shout out to Randy, but I think Randy and Ichiro both probably had the thought of like they didn't want to and also too ticket sales, guys. So let's do a ceremony for them at different games to draw more people in for 2 games instead of 1.
Yep.
Yeah, but I do like it in the sense of like he didn't want to overstep with Ichiro. And that to me, like just stand up guy. It's like, hey, he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame this year. His number's getting retired. Don't let me overstep that. Goes, you guys can honor me later. He's probably too at the age of 61 is just like, oh, I'm getting honored now.
Right.
Like, okay.
Yeah. Like so some of the toughest no-brainers is like, what was the why? I mean, understand Ichiro was still went a lot longer than Randy did after he retired, but it took this long after both of them retired.
Okay.
To do that, but I guess they were waiting for Ichiro to get in, and then they were going to do it. So in the Hall of Fame.
But Tushka, nothing of note happened in the Women's College World Series, right?
Yeah, no, we're good. We can move on.
Move on to the games.
Talk about it. We're good. We don't got to
talk about the games.
No. We have a couple of clips. I'll show this one.
Sends it out deep center field. Ella Parker walks it off for Oklahoma.
I mean, anytime defeating that ugly orange is a good thing.
Self-righteous orange. Oh my god. So gross. But I mean, Tennessee does have some better gear, though, for sure.
Their powder blues. Her powder blues.
Oh, dude, the powder blues are so dope. They are so dope. I'm not a Tennessee fan, but I would probably want to get one of those if I was. So the College World Series continued on from, I believe, the 64 original. And now they're in the Super 8. They are down to 2, which actually ended up tonight. But to get to tonight, let's go back to the past. Round 1, we had Texas defeating Florida 3-0. Oklahoma, like we just saw, defeating Tennessee 4-3 with that walk-off home run, which was boss. Texas Tech 1-0. Ole Miss. All you had to do was just get like 1 run. You could have tied, but you couldn't do it because, god dang, dude, fucking Kennedy is an incredible pitcher. Anyways, but UCLA did beat Oregon 4-2. And the way that actually worked out is then that you go to a loser bracket, which is kind of restructured a little bit and reseeded. So that is why, even though you had the top bracket with Oklahoma and the 3 orange teams being Texas, Florida, and Tennessee, in that next kind of bout, whenever Oklahoma lost, they actually ended up playing Oregon. But for day 2 on Friday, May 30th, Tennessee routed Florida 11-3, scoring, I believe, like 6 runs in the first inning. Absolutely incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And here is the elimination.
Runs today, an RBI walk. And that's a blast through the left side. That'll score another. 3-0. Bases loaded. Nobody out. 2-2 pitch. Leach.
Yep, here's the big crack.
And she's got one. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. They're going for a 3rd, and they're going to get it. And Leach will scoot all the way over to 3rd.
Yeah. So they get one more after that within that first inning. I don't know. Maybe that's not the move, guys. Maybe the move is to not load the bases up and walk people that you're afraid of. But Ole Miss probably should have been afraid of that because they got eliminated by a walk-off.
Binford's brought it all week. She's got to bring it here. 3-1. Ball 4. Little Sis with the walk-off walk after Big Sis's infield single. Kedri Lushar with...
Yeah, not great. But, I mean, we go into day 2, right? So you have Texas in the winner bracket defeating Oklahoma. We don't have any footage for some reason. I don't know. Defeating Oklahoma 4-2. And then Texas Tech continuing their phenomenal and historic really run. So they were the first team to pitch a shutout in their first ever World Series debut. So this is their first year out the gate, and they're in the World Series. So they're absolutely making history pretty much with every round that they're doing, but doing so in style and fashion. They do end up beating UCLA 3-1. Right, so then that moves us to the loser bracket: Tennessee versus UCLA. Tennessee wins 5-4, and then Oklahoma beats Oregon 4-1. But then back into the winners bracket. I mean, this is what gets us to really what was going on today with Texas and Texas Tech playing each other. We've got Texas Tech over Oklahoma and eliminating them, unfortunately. Yeah, but before we do that, Oklahoma did something. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. It's coming. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. Don't worry about it.
The anticipation.
Yeah, it's the build-up. It's the build-up.
The 100th pitch of Nigeri Kennedy's night.
Yeah, and Niger Kennedy, I mean, he's going to be like series MVP. Incredible. But we did that. We did it. We did something. We tied. We tied it. In the game. Nothing else.
All Reds had 3 very good plate appearances today.
I said in the game. Why are we still playing in the 7th?
Oklahoma trying to extend.
Look at them rings.
Oh my God, I know. And honestly, the wrong place.
Again, they need
wrong
to win
place.
2
Wait till
today.
it's over.
But it's the Red
and I can't remember which former Oklahoma player that was rocking all 4 rings.
It reminded me of Jerry Rice when people were giving him, some other fan was giving him crap, and he starts pulling out his rings and like putting them on.
Yeah.
Let's see how Oklahoma plays it. Will they pitch to Lauren Allred? It looks like it.
Shouldn't have.
Allred's first pitch swinging in
Boom.
right. Barker loads up. Davis to the plate. Save! Texas Tech has done it.
Yeah. Okay. We're done.
We're not showing the Oklahoma fans saying, "What the fuck?" That's my favorite
you know
part.
what? Actually, yeah, I forgot about that. That was a good spot. They kept over it, and one person's like, "What the fuck?"
Guys, look,
So
your collegiate career typically takes 4 years and you're done. So, you want it, your collegiate career, time to graduate. Let a new crop of students come in. Hence, Texas or Texas Tech.
Yeah, we'll be back next year. We'll be back
Well,
next
yeah,
year.
But
I mean, women's softball is like on the rise for sure. And anytime you have a dynasty, that really kind of brings attention to the sport, especially women's sports in the last 4 or 5 years. Really been have tremendous growth overall. But also, it is with the support of major athletes right now, and really one known major than Patrick Mahomes himself.
You got a gift from your number 1 fan, Patrick Mahomes. Adidas. Wow. And the goal is he's trying to get here in person before this series is over. But he said to go ahead and give you this tonight, that he wants to be sure that you get it.
Yeah. Dude. Such a goodbye. Such a goodbye. Cheers.
Yeah, I really want to give him some stuff. I'm hoping there, but and if I'm not there, then, I'll be there.
Nice.
If I'm not there, I'll be there in spirit.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to make it.
I gotta ask Trav if Taylor, now that she got our albums back for $350 million, if I'm gonna get any stake in that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just part owner in F1 racing and Casey Current and a bunch of other stuff. No, Patrick Mahomes, dude, shout out, dude. That's super cool. Hopefully he's there. I don't think he was there tonight. And unfortunately, they did not get it done against Texas. But Texas did get it done.
So if he was there, then he was the bad luck because they won when he wasn't. Right. But if he wasn't there, then
maybe. Oh yeah, okay, that's right. It was Tennessee. Yeah, so Texas. Here is them eliminating Tennessee in those amazing powder blue outfits.
Came to town, 4 still standing. Texas and Texas Tech needing to win once today. Out twice in this roll. Check swing, panel at third, and she overthrows it. Mitchell comes in to score. Here comes Katie Stewart. Yep. And they're going to send Stewart back to third initially here. But
yeah, I mean, that wasn't the very end of the match, but that is really what kind of set it up for the end.
Just the battle of the oranges. University of Texas is a better orange than Tennessee.
That burnt orange versus that safety cone orange.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't lie though. That powder blue or
kind
of sky blue with that orange.
Powder blue is very nice.
Pretty dope.
Yeah. Ole Miss has kind of got the market on the powder blues, except for women's softball, which is like and women's sports because Tennessee does it, and obviously it's not North Carolina blue,
right?
It's like a different shade.
Yeah, not that Tar Heel blue. Yeah, kind of like a more sky blue or something, but not dope enough. They could not get it done. Neither could Texas Tech tonight. They unfortunately fall to Texas 2-1. That game just wrapped up right before we went on air. But we did get one before they took down the video. YouTube. We were able to get one image of Texas Tech only home run in Maya Davis. Just crushing it.
Against Tegan Kavan. First pitch swinging down the line to left field and then battled her for that walk.
Davis, and that will drop in, and Texas Tech has the lead. RBI single for Maya
Davis. Yeah, not crushing it enough. Hopefully, she probably wanted that back and to be a home run, especially a 2-run shot because they lose 2-1. But there was still some incredible pitching from Kennedy. But that's just the first of 3. So with that, this is one of the few true best of 3 World Series. A lot of times because it's double elimination, one of the teams is coming out of the loser bracket. But that did not happen this year. Everybody got eliminated fairly and justly. So game 2 is going to be Thursday. And it'll be at 8 p.m. And then if necessary, they will have a game 3 that will be on Friday. And so, both are 8 o'clock. ESPN, tune in, check it out. It's going to be some good ball.
Will the eyes of Texas be upon them?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully they just, won't turn around and, find a Texas Ranger there.
That is
Hamilton?
Yeah.
That was part of Texas A&M's fight song, but you know what? It still counts.
A&M stole the fucking lyrics from Chuck Norris?
The eyes of Texas are upon you.
The live long day. The eyes of Texas are upon you. You cannot get away.
That is not the lyrics.
I don't care.
I mean,
same tone.
That's a creepy ass song.
It is creepy when you hear
Texas is right behind you. You cannot run. It's like, fuck. Texas.
And then
Texas are upon you till Vigo blows his horn.
My favorite though of their fight song is that they talk shit about the University of Texas in their fight song, which you know what, I'm always down for talking shit about your rivals and having that in your fight song, even if you're talking about playing other teams. I'm here for that.
Well,
Yeah,
the fight song for Texas is different, but in the middle they always say give them hell, and then they ad lib OU sucks.
Yeah, it's true.
So Texas Fight, I think, is the name.
It's weird. I mean, if we suck, would you really even need to mention it? It's because we don't. Because you're petty bitches. Because you suck. All right. That's all I got, guys.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna drink and hang out the rest of the show.
So, Josh, be ready for
skip. Great. Okay. We got a final. It's starting on June 6th. Between, like I said, one Oklahoma team made the final, which is the Oklahoma City Thunder, which are, I believe, their odds of winning this series is the best odds of like any team in the past so many years. So it's pretty crazy on that as they go against the Indiana Pacers, which will be fun as hell. Just to see, Hallie and SGA going at each other. Obviously, like Pascal Siakam, Chet Holmgren. I'm just going to name players at this point. This is the episode where the dudes just name dudes names, but it's going to be a fun series. I don't see how Oklahoma doesn't lose, but I thought the Knicks were going to beat the Pacers. I thought the Cavs were going to beat the Pacers. So every time I doubt the Pacers, Callie's like, hold my clutch shot. So it's just going to be interesting.
They're doing it just to spite you, Josh, and only you.
Yeah, but the Pacers haven't made the final ever, and and Oklahoma City has made it once, correct? When you still have the triplets.
But if you talk about the franchise, you got to include the Supersonics. But
Supersonics.
The Thunder, they've only reached it once, and I believe that was 2012,
something like that.
That was the dream team.
Yeah,
right there. Like half of the U.S. men's team was there. You had James Harden, you had Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka. And then even on the bench, you had, Steven Adams and some other, future stars too. So, but yeah, just too much ego.
Oh, thanks.
And not a good coach that can handle it. But that's a little bit of the difference now.
It's just been forever. Which who's been forever as well is the New York Knicks actually winning series before Tom Thibodeau got there. And you know what New York said to thank him? Bye. So Tom Thibodeau has his playoff series wins since he's been there since 2021 to 2025, 4. From 2001 to 2020, 1. Thanks, man. Don't let the door hit you on the way out for getting us to a level we haven't been to since ever for 20 years. Thanks. Yep. Like I said, the last time the Knicks were in the championship series, the point guard's dad was on the team.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jalen Brunson. Thank you. Mine had to get there. His name out. Yeah, Jalen Brunson. But
Justin's agreeing with you.
It makes no sense if they have a coach already in mind to take over, because obviously Tom Thibodeau is a great coach, but he also comes with his faults. He's very point guard oriented of being, and I said this before in previous shows. What worries me is they're too keyed in on Jalen Brunson doing everything as far as scoring, which he does, and it's fine. But you see how Indiana, they spread the ball around. You see how Oklahoma City, yes, SGA does a lot, but they spread the ball around. Team
basketball.
Yes, it's more of a team basketball type of thing. And he also, one of the negatives is he doesn't use his whole bench. He just plays very little. He only plays like 6 dudes sometimes, which is very hard to do at this late in the season to keep fresh on that. So that being said, you better hire somebody good, because you finally got back to.
You better get a Steve Kerr,
something.
basically, because If I remember correctly, like the Golden State Warriors made it far within the playoffs, and then they fired that coach, the one before Kerr, and then Kerr came in, and Kerr is Kerr. Right. So you basically the Knicks need to hire someone like Kerr who's going to bring them at least one championship. If not, then this was stupid on their end.
Yeah. And then obviously the theory coming out there is saying Karl Anthony Towns is the one that got Tibbs fired because he got him fired when he was on the Timberwolves. So there you go.
Quit following me everywhere, bro.
Right. But it was weird because we were like, oh, do you think they're going to trade Karl Anthony Towns? That was the discussion. It wasn't let's fire Tom Thibodeau. Because it just did, like I said, you better. And obviously, the Knicks fans are like, hire Jay Wright because he's from New York, Coach Villanova, like all of that. I think Jay Wright's fine where he's at unless they throw him the bag of all bags and he can't make him an offer he can't refuse. So they better have someone in mind because this Nico just don't do Nico. Pull a Nico.
Please. Oh my God. Do Nico, and then we can call it the New York Nikos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure, New York fans are going to be so excited about that.
Oh my God. You guys can get so much of what you deserve.
Just
for being trash people.
Yeah. Just hire Timothy Chalamet at this point. Just do it. Just might as well. If you're going to suck, might as well make it weird.
I mean, he loves basketball and he loves theater. He's basically High School Musical.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In a sense, yeah. He is that talented. He's a better actor than Efron. So, yeah. I mean, he could do Whoopi Goldberg because she literally did coach the Knicks in that movie. Can someone, Justin or someone, help me out what that movie was called? I forget what it was called. It was Eddie, I think it was. It was called Eddie. Anyway,
are you not Eddie Griffin?
No, Whoopi Goldberg coached the Knicks in some movie.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the movie, but I think you might be correct. Yeah, but yes, I know.
No, it's not Coach Carter.
It's not Coach Carter.
We will run. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then one thing. This reporter in Indiana, I don't know how many strikes he can get before he's just not allowed to work anymore.
He sucks.
He sucks. He was creepy to Caitlin Clark, like super creepy. And then he was being a dick to Pascal Siakam because he was like, it was something of like, do you think they played harder than you? And Pascal was like, what are you talking about? Like they just won the game. And he kept asking him. And then finally Pascal was like, who is this guy? He was like, oh, that's that same reporter that was creeped out Caitlin Clark so much they wouldn't allow him to cover those games anymore.
Yeah, he basically was banned from covering Indiana Fever games, and he's a local Indianapolis reporter. So basically, he's their sports reporter for whatever I forget the exact thing that he's with, but he's their sports reporter, and he's not allowed to cover Fever games. And if he keeps going down the same route, he might not be able to cover the men either. Right.
Yeah. Because dude, how many strikes are you going to get? Because this isn't like the first, that Caitlin Clark thing wasn't the first time. No. He's been a douche. Okay. So Justin, yeah, it was Eddie, 1996. All right.
Yeah.
Don't know why I remember. Yeah. We're right. All right. Still got it, guys. Still got it on that. But, and guys, there's no more Inside NBA on TNT. And I don't know about you all, but I did look back at some of the great memories of
Did
they
you
show.
Cry?
No, because they're still moving on. Still not good. They're like, oh, it's going to be the same. No, it's not. I can tell you right now, it's not. I mean, Charles has already come out and being like, look, I signed a deal. It's for 7 years. I'm probably on. We did a run through. It's like I might be on for 2. You know, just saying like it's just TNT. Let them do their thing. Let them be them. Whereas I know ESPN is going to micromanage the crap out of them to do the show that they want and not the show that has garnered the ratings and actually made people care about basketball when it's at an all-time low as far as the NBA is concerned.
And ESPN said that they're not going to, but we know they're lying.
Yes, no. You
Well,
know.
but I mean, also look at recent history with Pat McAfee.
Mm-hmm.
Like ESPN has actually kind of let them do a little bit more of
Good point.
them
Okay.
within the boundaries, right? I mean,
Mhm.
let's talk about new ESPN, new ESPN. And did you guys watch the sign off video? I thought I recorded it. I guess I didn't. Shaq.
I brought that up.
So good.
Okay.
So good. He's just like, I go, we're not here to fuck around.
Yeah. Or
And then
no,
everybody after that was like, oh, I could just say the F word?
right.
Fuck.
Yeah. And
It's not my show. Fuck.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
also
Fuck.
shout out to Mostly Sports because they kind of said it, but I was thinking the same thing. Ernie Johnson had like the most poetic sign off of all time. It was Ernie Johnson is a man of just he's away with words that I wish I could, as
Beautiful.
a person who grew up wanting to talk about sports for a living. I still don't think I've ever reached the level of how Ernie does it. And it was so poetic.
definitely not,
And as
'cause you
soon
don't
as he
get
gets
make
done,
millions of
Shaq
dollars.
didn't even let it breathe. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. But Shaq didn't even let it breathe. He was like, you know, this is us signing off. I got one more thing to say. Mic drop. You could have not said anything. And
Well,
so
hold on though. Ernie gave him the ball first.
yeah.
Ernie came back around and did his deal. Yeah.
I know, but it just still was just awkward.
Because he's like, Shaq, why don't you lead us off? And he kind of did that deal, and he was like, by the way, we ain't coming to fuck around.
Right.
And then Ernie wrapped it up perfectly with a bow, crisp. It was kind of a tearjerker. I could have swore I recorded that, but anyways, definitely if y'all haven't, watch it. Go watch it.
Go watch it.
Yeah.
Those guys have been so involved in my basketball and sports upbringing. I mean, on the court in the 90s, kind of growing and learning the game. And then, in the 2000s, for Shaq winning championships with Kobe, which I hated. But like,
and then with
2005,
Dwayne Wade,
kind of actually starting to kind of see them, really kind of forge a little bit of the path for a lot of the sports athletes moving into broadcasting. Not that it hadn't been done before, but it seemed like they brought this different level of attitude and like authenticity to the table, and figuratively and literally, to the point where we kind of see that with Pat McAfee, where for him it's more he kind of brings his whole fraternity or his whole group with him, and they just kind of get to be them and the boys on ESPN. But I think it's going to be great. I'm excited for it. ESPN, don't fuck it up, and then just give them all the money, man, because I really want to see what they could do with ESPN's budget versus TNT. Oh, sorry.
Oh
no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Girl.
Do we have breaking news or?
Yeah. We gave up a power play to Edmonton, and then they just scored. So.
With 30 seconds left?
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on.
Well, it's overtime, so you score it ends the overtime.
Golden
so
goal.
CO Edmonton take game one. We'll get to it.
It's okay. Dallas took game one, and then Edmonton beat the shit out of them. So you got to think the Panthers.
They just gave them game 1. We were up 3-1.
Hey, being up 2 goals is some weird thing.
And at home though, right?
No, in Edmonton.
Edmonton was.
All you gotta do is just steal a game in Edmonton. That's all you gotta do.
You're good. You're good. They're supposed to win, right? It's the home game. They're supposed to win. You win game 2, boom, you're in the driver's seat. Because then all you have to do is just not lose one of the next 2 games after that, and then you're sitting at 3-1, and it's a whole different story.
Remember when Toronto
or the same story
from
last year? I don't know.
Well, but anyways, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We'll learn more coming up in hockey.
Yeah, but one of my favorite lines ever is Kenny was at the big board because he played for the Houston Rockets when they won their back-to-back championships when Michael Jordan retired. So some people say it has asterisks. I'm like, sure, I don't care. They won it. But he comes back and he goes, Akeem Olajuwon told me once, and before he could get the next word out, Chuck goes, "Give me some water." It's just giving him shit for that. I just love that. Shaq getting tripped up and getting pushed into a Christmas tree. I mean, obviously, there's many.
Shaq tripping on the cables to the monitor.
On the cables or the monitor.
Them fucking giving Kenny, who always runs up to the screen,
right?
I think it was like on his 50th birthday, getting him a freaking stair cart,
right?
Or a stair chair. That kind of brought him up. He's like, "All right, this is too long." He's like, he just finishes the next 2 steps and gets up there.
Or when Ernie beat, because they used to race Kenny to the big board, and Ernie beat him to the big board once, and they gave him crap. It was like, "Really? You're getting beat by a white guy on Martin Luther King Day?"
Oh my god, that was always the best lines. I'm on Luther King Day. Come on, man.
Yeah, Chuck talking about San Antonio and fat women, and y'all don't deserve Cancun. You got to go to Galveston with that bullshit water.
No. Here's the thing, man. Hey, San Antonio, come on. You got to be better than that. You got to be better. Y'all are terrible. You're just plain terrible. Oh my god. I mean, and just their dynamic.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at it on the outside and just say, "Oh, it's a white guy, being the lead and some minority players." And, what I mean? And on the superficial level, maybe, yeah. Like you can take it completely out of context. But whenever you actually watch the show and you see not just the progression of the relationship, but you actually learn a lot about that. Dude, I mean, there's so many heartfelt moments on that show. It's funny as shit. They all play ball and they know what they're doing, but there's so many heartstring moments between all of them because they've lived a good portion of the retired NBA careers together. And so I don't know, it's been incredible. And for the program itself being since 84 or something like that. I mean, huh?
Yeah,
was
something like that. I mean, Ernie was he was the main guy,
dude.
And then they added Chuck, and then it took off from there.
Yeah. Then Kenny, and then Shaq, I think after that. But it was it's been incredible. So,
and I don't think that we would have, because right now they've tried to do that, and I think successfully so on NHL, because TNT has NHL, and those 4 together, it kind of feels like inside the NBA, but for hockey, and I don't think that would exist if inside the NBA didn't exist. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I got some fun trivia for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Are the answers on the sheet?
No, they are not. Who scored the final points in NBA on TNT history? So.
I mean, it was Pacers Pistons.
No, Pacers Knicks.
Or Pacers Knicks. Sorry.
I'm gonna go Anunoby. I cannot pronounce his last name, but AJ Anunoby.
Nope.
Okay, that was in my mind. I figured the starters got pulled on that, so.
Is Landry Shamat scored the final points?
I was gonna say
Landry. Okay, yeah, no, it was former Wichita State guy, I believe.
No shocker.
See, when you tee it up and the other person knocks it out, that's teamwork, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
That's fucking teamwork.
What's your favorite position?
I wasn't gonna say it. It's not my favorite, but I'll do it for you.
Yep. All right. WNBA.
I was going to say we're YouTubes inside the NBA.
We go off the rails all the time.
Oh, dude. I live off the rail for sure.
But WNBA. So basically just going to talk about one game this past week because I just want to highlight the New York Liberty versus Connecticut Sun because it was 100-52.
Dude. Yeah.
So Liberty beat the Sun 152, largest margin of victory in Liberty history. The Liberty also tied for the best start to a season by going 7-0. The last time they went 7-0 to start a season was the WNBA's inaugural season in 1997, which the Liberty did make it to the finals but lost to the Houston Comets, who don't exist anymore. One thing the Liberty is doing really well is playing team basketball, which we were talking about earlier with the men, because team basketball, it's going to get you places. But not only are they playing team basketball, they have superstars, and the superstars are playing so unselfishly with each other. Almost every basket made was assisted, and I really want to look at the stats of the teams of like how many baskets are assisted by other team members, because I feel like the ones that have more assists are the teams that are doing better, and that includes the Liberty and Minnesota, who both are undefeated this season so far. So if you're playing team basketball and you got a superstar, you might win. Those are the way to go.
No. There's no way the Pacers and the Oklahoma. No. Okay, go on with your point.
So it's still very early in the season, but yeah, them in Minnesota. If the bracket ends up being anyway, we might get a rematch. And I know we've talked about our preseason prediction. Josh and I both chose Minnesota, but it very well could be a Liberty repeat.
The Ace is repeated, so
yeah. One player I want to shout out is Natasha Cloud. You aren't going to see it in her box score, but she's such a good defender. And she's really smart. She's able to read the opponent's play, and she just makes the right moves. She's the one who was able to stop Caitlin Clark from making a three in one of the last the Liberty versus Fever games. That she was the one defending Caitlin, and if Caitlin would have made the three, the Fever would have won that game, and she was able to stop her there. So like her defending is just really, really good. You don't see it in the box score, but I just want to give her flowers here because she's a great addition to the team.
So the way you track that, they do a plus and minus, and she had a plus, and the plus means that you contributed a lot, like not just a points, like you actually were like that. And she tied with another player for the highest plus and minus with plus 44. She tied with Stewie at plus 44 for the game. So she contributed when she was on the floor. They were basically she was a net positive of 44.
There you go. Stats.
Math.
And then we got this video here just because it was super sick. This behind the back pass by Natasha Cloud. So good.
Scramble for the ball here. Thank you, Tina and Brian, as it gets back to the Liberty. Natasha Cloud behind the back to Leonie Fibic, and she knocks it down.
Dude, so good.
So good. So good.
So good. So good.
Now, as we talked about, this game was 152. So the Liberty were up for the whole entire game and up by multiple points. And yet the Liberty were playing as if they were down. You saw they were scrambling on the floor for the ball. Like, they didn't have to do that, but they were doing it anyways. And that includes Sabrina Ionescu. There was a foul called on her. The Liberty challenged, and the Liberty ended up winning this challenge, and she celebrated as if she won the championship over again. Let's watch.
Yeah, I saw this.
Mabry shakes Fibic, but coming back was Ionescu, and she gets Mabry from behind.
Sabrina Ionescu just said to the ref, "Look at my hair. Look at my hair. She hit me."
Just look at it. Look at it. Just look at it.
And Sandy
look at my hair.
Take a look at it as Sabrina wanted her to challenge it.
She's like, she hit me. How could this be possible if my ponytail looks like this? She's saying, look at my hair. Look at my hair, ref. She hit
Just
me.
look at
That's
it.
what she
Would
said.
you
We
look
happened
at
to
it?
see her face where we were sitting from.
It is a successful challenge.
It's a successful challenge.
And Sabrina celebrates like the game is over. She won the challenge.
I don't know that I've seen Sabrina this fired up.
The score at that time was 74-28.
Yeah, this is the opposite of the meme where with Chris Paul when he hit the three and like celebrated and they were down by like 40. So it's the opposite. It's like, dude, you're up by 40. Who cares? You're trying to get out of here. As far as also my distant cousin, she had, and when I said that Cloud had a plus or minus of plus 44, Mabry had a negative 55 for the game. So,
Yeah.
Hey, that helped. She had one. She got one.
But it was overturned.
Could have been 56.
This league is fixed.
And then just a few quick things outside of this game. Paige Beckers, she's out for a minimum of 2 games due to concussion protocol. Courtney Vandersloot became the Chicago Sky's all-time leading scorer, breaking her wife, Allie Quigley's record. The broadcaster panned over to Allie for her reaction in the stands, and Sloot posted on her Instagram story later that night with a video of her wife saying, "A little happy, a little mad," laughing, crying emoji. She now can say, "I'm better than you," to her wife. While watching the Aces vs. Storm game, the announcer said Alicia Clark is the oldest player in the WNBA this year. She's 37. So she's probably pissed off that DT retired because now she's the oldest.
Yeah. Not that old.
Not that old, guys. Not that old.
Not that old at all, man.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
But
we're not going to talk about Caitlin or anybody's
out.
jersey sales or anything? No?
she is on the bench.
On the bench. But her coach told her to move down once. That was kind of funny. I saw that video. She was in the bench, and the coach goes up to her and goes, "Move down. You're not playing."
Yep. Not going to talk about Angel Reese's jersey sales.
Nope.
Just nope.
And then
there's more players in the league than those two.
What?
Okay,
No, there's not. Okay. Sorry. We're walking all over your lead.
And I was reading Justin. Justin, we lost.
Yeah, you lost, man. I saw that. I was like,
I was like, did it get overturned as I turned it off? And then we won because that would have been great. But no, yeah, unfortunately we lost. Justin,
come on, man. Why did you do that to our girl? You got our hopes up.
I know, right?
I saw the light come back in your eyes, and then it just died. Immediately. Black hole sun.
But continuing on here, we have Candace Parker. Her number 3 will be retired by not just one team, but 2, the Chicago Sky and the LA Sparks. The LA Sparks will retire Candace Parker's jersey on June 29th, and the Chicago Sky will retire her jersey on August 25th. For LA, she became the 3rd player to have her jersey retired by the franchise, joining Lisa Leslie and former player and general manager Penny Toller. Quote, "To see my jersey hanging in the rafters amongst other legends is truly an honor. This moment is not just about me. It's about my family, my teammates, and the incredible support from the LA Sparks organization and fans," Parker said in a statement. "I'm grateful to my parents who believed in my every step of the way, to my brother who are still my hero, and to my wife and kids who inspire me every day." Quote, "Candace Parker has left an indelible mark on the Los Angeles Sparks, not only as one of the greatest players to ever grace the court, but as a true ambassador of our franchise and women's basketball as a whole," Sparks co-owner Magic Johnson said in a statement. "Retiring Candace's number 3 jersey is not just a celebration of her extraordinary career, but a tribute to the enduring mark she's left on the organization, the WNBA, and the city of Los Angeles. She will forever be a part of Sparks' family." For Chicago, Candace Parker's number 3 will be raised in the rafters alongside the team's 2021 championship banner, which she was there for. Growing up in Naperville, playing on courts around here with my brothers, and watching Chicago teams like the Bulls, who became synonymous with winning, I never imagined one day my jersey would hang in the rafters of my hometown team, Candace Parker said. "Coming home to Chicago and helping bring the city its first WNBA championship here, it was personal. I'm beyond grateful to the city, the fans, and everyone who's been a part of my journey. Chicago raised me, and this will always be home." Quote, "Candace Parker is a legend, future Hall of Famer, and synonymous with Illinois basketball. We're thrilled she's decided to come home to Chicago to help the Sky win a championship in 2021, Sky CEO and President Adam Fox said. "Candace has left an indelible mark," and that word again, indelible, "mark on women's basketball at every level, and has inspired countless players and fans through her outstanding leadership and basketball talent on and off the court. We are honored to retire her jersey and celebrate her incredible legacy as a Chicago Sky player." So thoughts on Candace Parker?
I mean, she's great, man. What was it? Was it Chicago or LA were first for saying, "Hey, we're going to retire it"?
It was LA first, and then Chicago followed quickly after.
Yeah, because I remember bringing that up. I was like, I'm surprised Chicago was not going to do it either. Because, I mean, Shaq's been retired for Miami and for – I don't know if Orlando did, but I know Miami and L.A. did. They retired Shaq's jersey in both organizations. Now, they didn't come out and do it the same year. Now, the Miami Heat
didn't play in 2021.
L.A., Miami, and Orlando is where he's retired.
Yeah, and Miami did retire Michael Jordan's number, which I thought that was always weird, but he did that.
I mean,
but yeah,
everybody should retire 23.
Yeah, same thing.
They should have done it before LeBron came in, but it's what it is.
Whatever
what it is.
But no, about Candace Parker. I mean, she was a walking goat since she committed to Tennessee. She probably was already that in high school. What?
Jokes that she's CP3 too.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, this CP3 won championships.
Yeah.
Throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. As far as the league, Candace Parker was better than CP3 anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's what I have for the WNBA. Congrats to Candace Parker.
Yeah.
She 1,000% deserves it, especially for LA Sparks. But also, I think part of that she won a championship there, and that it's her hometown with Chicago because she was only there for a few years. I don't think Vegas will retire her because she was only there for a year, even though she did win with them. But yeah, for Chicago and LA, like that's such an accomplishment, and she deserves it.
Yeah, for sure. Well deserved. But as far as novelty acts, all right, this is the quick fantasy F around minute. For you fantasy owners out there who think Saquon's going to repeat it, guess what? He's on the cover of Madden. If anyone knows the Madden curse, ain't good. But they for the Madden cover, they recreated his leap, and we have. I don't know what
why is it not there? God dang this
it is.
App sometimes.
Yeah, but there you go. They recreated his leap. This was not photoshopped in a sense of them actually like doing the visual. They actually filmed it, which we have a video here of them making it where they attached it. He didn't actually do it in real time. They attached them to strings to make sure he made the leap correct.
I don't know. Where's the strings? Show me the strings. This dude can really jump like this.
Yeah. Let's go. Whoa.
Hey. Woo!
3, 2, 1, go! Whoa.
Hey. Woo!
I mean, where are they at?
I love that he joked. He was just like, I have so much more respect for people in the MCU and like others. Like he said, Tom Holland especially. He's like, being on these strings all day, that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stuff on the boys.
Yeah. Stuff on the boys. But how Saquon got there, shout out to this guy. We're about to play a video. I thought this was just hilarious. He does this for every NFL team right now. But this is how he's showing how their GM, Howie Roseman, is a Jedi and does Jedi mind tricks to make sure that they get great players all the time. So we have a video of that. Shout out to this guy.
Yeah, I mean, going back to like 2008?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Get to work. I'm so glad we have Carson Wentz. Sign Nick Foles just in case. Sign Chris Long and LeGarrette Blount. Trust me, I'm sure you guys enjoy having A.J. Brown on your roster, but you know what's better than A.J. Brown? A fresh first-round pick that you can do whatever you want with. This Jordan Mailata plays rugby. Such a shame he fell to the 7th round.
We're not really interested in Carson Wentz.
You want to give me a 1st and 3rd round pick for Carson Wentz?
Well, when you put it that way.
Jarvis, draft Jordan Davis, Cam Jurgens, and Nakobe Dean all in the same draft. The Philadelphia Eagles is a pathway to many abilities that some may deem unnatural. Jalen Hurts. Jarvis, trade down and then draft Dallas Goedert. Welcome to Philadelphia, Derek Barnett. One day you will strip sack Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. All right, let's get to.
Yeah. So That's just how he jet out. Yeah, she stepped away for a second, but yeah, it's just so crazy how he is able to do it with the Eagles because every time they quit, I mean, put it this way: people were ready to fire Nick Sirianni, or the Philadelphia Eagles fans were ready to fire Nick Sirianni halfway through the season, and then they beat the Saints, and that was it.
Even in the playoffs, there was the talk.
Oh yeah,
like well, when they lose, are they going to drop him?
Right,
and then they do not end up winning or not end up losing. They go on to win the Super Bowl, unfortunately. But no, and Roseman has been doing an incredible job there, and they did sign him in 2012, but I think it's more 2017. Nick Foles acquisition that they're talking about.
Yeah,
we came from Kansas City, ironically enough.
He got cut by the Rams but he's from the University of Arizona. So just a random Nick Foles facts that I felt like throwing it out there because it was in my brain and I just wanted to say it. So
if you ever need to know where someone went to college, just ask Josh.
Where did I go to college?
Oklahoma.
Nope.
He didn't.
I said if I say it with conviction, then people will just agree with me. But anyway, we do have another trigger warning on this next story, which I will talk about. So this is a trigger warning. We're going to talk about some sexual assaults and R-word allegations of an NBA player. So this is your all's little, hey, warning. If you don't want to, if this is triggering for you, here's the time to do it. But as we say, every time we cover these stories, if we don't cover them, then no one will talk about them and bring issues to these things that need to be talked about and fixed for these. Now, this is all allegedly on this, but there you go. 3, 2, 1. NBA player Zion Williamson is sued over allegations of R-word and years of abuse. Article from ESPN. A woman has accused New Orleans Pelicans forward Zion Williamson of rape, in addition to sexual, physical, emotional, and financial abuse over the span of multi-year relationship, according to a lawsuit submitted to a Los Angeles Superior Court on Thursday, May 29th. The woman, who's identified as Jane Doe, accused Williamson of a continuing pattern of abuse, controlling, and threatening behavior over the course of a relationship that started during Williams' freshman year at Duke and lasted from 2018 to 2023. The 12-page civil complaint obtained by ESPN says Williamson's alleged actions occurred in multiple states, including Louisiana and California. In addition to the R-word allegations, the lawsuit details accusations of strangulation, quote, which such force that she reasonably feared for her life and eventually lost consciousness multiple times. The woman also accuses Williamson of entering her apartment without consent and stealing her belongings. The lawsuit accuses Williamson of, quote, threatening to kill the woman and her family members multiple times. The woman is seeking monetary damages, including punitive damages for emotional distress. The source told ESPN that the woman is seeking, quote, anywhere from $18 million to $50 million. We, quote, we take these allegations with the utmost seriousness and we unequivocally deny them. Williamson's attorney at Barroso, Houston, Kupperman, Freeman, and Sarver LLC, I butchered that, let's move on, said in a statement, the quote, the allegations contained in the complaint are categorically false and reckless. This appears to be an attempt to exploit a professional athlete driven by a financial motive rather than any legitimate grievance. The attorneys say that Williamson and the woman had a, quote, consensual, casual relationship that ended years ago, and that at no point during or immediately after that relationship did the plaintiff raise any concerns. They added that Williamson had reported the woman's, quote, extortion attempts to law enforcement and that he plans to file a counterclaim with, quote, while these allegations are false, we recognize the seriousness of the claims and welcome the opportunity to prove the truth in court. We are confident that the legal process will expose the truth and fully vindicate Mr. Williamson, the attorney said. The woman's attorney, Sam Taylor II, who is with the Lanier law firm in Los Angeles, said they would be, quote, very cautious about litigating this in the press. This is a very serious case, as reflected in the allegation in the complaint, which are pretty detailed. Taylor said, adding that his client generally looks forward to her day in court when she can tell a jury of her peers what happened to her and seek justice. The Pelican spokesperson deferred comment to Williamson's legal team. Article from Sports Illustrated. Another woman, Mariah Mills, has come forward claiming to have been formally involved with Williamson and sought to be involved in the litigation against Williamson. TMZ provided an update on the situation on Tuesday, June 3rd, saying that the famed lawyer Tony Busby would not be picking up Mills's case. If she is to follow through on this case, it'll be through a different representation. Quote, a member of our staff spoke to her. Busby said to TMZ, after review, we declined to take her case. As we've always kind of, at the point when we cover these things, at this point, my opinion, I'll let it play out for my opinion once it is concluded, because I don't want to jump to conclusions, because, you know, these are just very serious things that if we jump to conclusions, I will feel bad. So it's these things are very, very, very delicate, and I will let the people that are involved with the situation handle the situation, and then I will form my opinion afterwards.
And to add to that, because I agree with you that, and we're seeing this with different things in Hollywood right now, that the certain stuff has come out that people who jumped to conclusions earlier are now walking it back. So I tend to like to wait until things play out. I will say that I separate these two women. That's one way I'm reading it. And I think that whether or not, because Mariah Mills, we know her name, is telling the truth or not, it shouldn't affect the investigation of Jane Doe's claim, especially because Jane Doe is willing to go to court and speak her truth. And so that investigation should go to the fullest extent. And if it turns out that she's telling the truth, then fuck Zion Williamson. And if it turns out that they say that they don't find any abuse, then fuck her. So it's kind of but we'll wait for it to play out.
Yep. We'll wait for it to play out. But yeah, if it settles, then you can form your opinion on that one. But if it goes to court, a lot of times the person realizes, hey, they might not have anything, at least from perspective of these type of cases. When it settles, it turns out that, he just went ahead and paid for some misconduct. If it goes to court, a lot of times it will bring out a lot of embarrassing stuff. So that's a lot of times, if there's any fault to the accused, they go ahead and settle. At least what I've seen from these type of cases.
Yeah. But for anybody out there, if you are seeing a pattern of behavior for well over a year, and in this situation, 5 years?
Something like that.
Get the fuck out. You are worth more than that. Like, you were not bound, and your value is not bound in how this other person, treats you or what they say about you. All right. Like, you have so much more worth on your own. So just get out. I know it's easier to say than done. So it's not, always the easiest thing to do. But for those out there, just don't get yourself in a situation to where you are financially dependent, you are emotionally dependent on, people that are showing this kind of behavior, whether it's emotionally violent, whether it is physically violent. Definitely, if it's physically violent, just get the fuck out. But you hate to see this kind of stuff. And so, for this case, we don't know. Mm-hmm. But for anybody that is watching this that may be in that situation, just find a way to get out. Because once you were able to clear the air and get yourself into a safe space, with friends or family, or, again, even on your own, like, with your kids and such, just get out and get that clarity, and you'll see the truth in the matter, and
you're worth so much more.
Yeah, and you'll be better off with that choice, because nobody should, male or female, should ever have the codependency on someone who's abusive. So, that's all I gotta say on that shit.
Very well said.
Also, I was thinking of a different R word, so that was my bad. Maybe start the title with that, because I was like, dude, I feel bad now because I've said that. I've acted that way too.
Anyway,
already got a kicking and screaming.
Here.
Yep. What we got going? We got our female soccer team still being awesome.
Yeah. So, U.S. women's national team. We played 2 friendlies, one against China, one against Jamaica. We beat China 3-0.
China.
China. Let's watch some goals. So the first one, we got Katarina Baccario, scored in the 28th minute.
Down that right side she goes. Rolls the ball forward for Cooper. Cooper looking to get that ball driven in all the way across for Thompson. A second chance. And knocked in on the line.
Wow, if only the men could fight that hard.
With the simplest of finishes. And the United States have the lead.
I mean, it was crazy. Second efforts? What? So weird.
Caring?
So weird.
Yeah, caring? Fortitude?
And,
that girl's got more balls than the whole team. All right. Sorry, Sol.
I love it. Keep it going. The second goal, we have Sam Coffey. She scored in the 35th minute. She's typically a defender. So when a defender scores, then here we go.
Wow, for sure.
Alyssa Thompson is able to get there first. Support from Patterson down the right side. Alyssa Thompson drives well to the byline, all the way towards Macario. This is Coffey! It's Sam Coffey! It's 2-0!
The little like surprise strut.
She's like, just laughing like, I scored.
So good.
And then the last one was from Captain, my captain, Lindsay Heap. She scored in the 54th minute.
Down the right side. What about the delivery into the box here? As it comes in towards Heaps. Heaps with a header. And it is 3-0 for the United States. And Lindsay Heaps has the goal. Cooper with the cross. Perfectly placed onto the head of Lindsay Heaps. And a dominant display from the United States.
Yeah, loving those views of the shots too.
Yeah,
the slow-mos and everything. Pretty cool.
Very, very tasteful.
Yep. And I have to show you guys this picture. I'll have to find it. Is her heading a ball and scoring a goal. She looks like the worst things ever happened to her because it's something hitting her face. But she's scoring a goal. Right. So then she's just like, I look awful, but I'm so happy.
My favorite goal, my worst picture.
Exactly. But we're going to now go into the U.S. women's national team against Jamaica. We beat them 4-0. And this game was a game to honor our previous captain, the people's captain, Becky Sauerbrunn. She retired last year, and she's now part of the broadcast. But we wanted to honor her. She has over 200 caps with the U.S. women's national team. She's captained us for a very long time. And so she was honored before the game in her hometown of St. Louis. And if you know Becky, she hates the spotlight. Mm-hmm. And both the team and the broadcast team just kept surprising her and putting it all like her day. They even gave a fake rundown to her because the rundown was we're celebrating Becky, but they didn't want her to know beforehand, so they just gave her a fake rundown. And there's a part in the broadcast she's like, "You guys all lied to me."
Right. They're all traitors.
Before the TNT broadcast, we did have Emma Hayes in the pregame presser speaking about Becky.
Well, I think let's start with Becky and her bobblehead. I mean, you know you've made it when you've got a bobblehead. Let's be clear. I remember Becky when I had a really brief spell with the Washington Freedom. And I remember coming in, Jim Gabar asked me to come in for about 10 games. And I just remember, this was before she was on the national team. She's sitting at the back. And I remember walking in and saying to Jim, how the hell is she not on the national team? She's got everything the country's looking for. She's composed. She's got great poise. She's got something that gets so underestimated as a defender. She anticipates things well. Therefore, she doesn't have to emergency defend because she's always in the right position. A quiet leader that I'm pretty certain that once she'd got on the national team, she was never going to come off. And I think actually from that time I was there, you might have even got your first call up in that following October and haven't looked back. And like everything in life, it's always nice when the people you leave behind talk about someone in such a way. And I can say this without hesitation. I've got a locker room, not just the senior players, but less experienced players that talk about her in the highest esteem, both as a leader and as a human being. And I don't think you could want anything more than that in life, and to have people talk about you like that. So I'm so delighted for her. This is in her hometown and with her people. And I know my senior players are really excited for her tomorrow. And though I didn't get the honour of coaching her at the national team level, she's made a mark on the programme that is still living on in the walls of the building. So,
yeah, you deserve it.
My hands weren't up ready for that.
Come on, Annie, get your gun. You got to be quick on the draw.
I know. And Josh is going to be so jealous because they got Thierry Henry to speak about her. Let's watch.
Hi, Becky. This is Thierry. I just wanted to congratulate you on your career. I mean, what else to say? 200 plus caps for the national team, captain for the national team, winning 2 World Cups, gold medal, multiple championships. I mean, what else do you want me to say on that? It's just outstanding. But for me, it's not what you did, it's how you did it, the way you behaved, what you stand for, what you do represent, how you transcended people, what you did transmit. It's just second to none. I'll be honest with you. You know, you've been a role model and an example, and I'm sure you're going to carry on doing that. And you're an Arsenal fan. What's not to like? Okay, so from one Gunner to another, well done. That was Thierry.
That's why he's
You are
one day Thierry's gonna be like, you know what, Josh, you're great. You've done so great in life. But until that happens, I still have the memories of how great Thierry Henry was, and that's awesome that he did that.
Yeah, I'm sure we could get you like a cameo. It's probably $250, but
Yeah. And then another thing for Becky, her birthday is June 6th, so the team decided to celebrate that too and just kept on surprising her. So this was after the game.
Yes, we celebrated Becky's retirement, although you didn't do a good job retiring because you're back working again. And happy birthday to you. We love you. Happy birthday to you. Yes.
This is outrage. She doesn't like the spotlight, but you deserve it. You're getting it. There are more clips. Go online to watch them. It's fun, and it's also fun to watch someone who doesn't like the spotlight have the spotlight completely on them, and you can just see like both the joy and also the panic of having to have everything be about her. But so definitely go watch them. But to the game, we got some goals, as we said. We beat Jamaica 4-0, which also, side note, Jamaica's kits were, please someone get a kit for me because they are so nice. But Ali Sentnor, her first goal, let's watch.
Next window when they'll play England in Leicester as England continue their preparations for the Euros. Down the left side, this is Alyssa Thompson. Close down there by Kiki Van Zanten, but it comes for Johannes. Lily Johannes curling this ball in towards spots at the back post. It drops down for Sentnor.
Such a good back pass.
It's Ali Sentnor with a goal.
Yeah, Emily Fox's pass is so good.
A third career goal for the US, for Ali Sentnor.
And the cross from Lily Johannes, too.
Right here, Lily Johannes recognizing no one is going to step. I am going to find Fox on the other side, and what a beautifully paced ball back. This little deft touch by Fox allows Sentnor to hit it first time, and she strikes it well, side netting. Really well done.
Yeah.
And then she didn't just score once. She scored twice. 10 minutes later, let's watch.
Up against Mimi Van Zanten. Alyssa Thompson towards Johannes on the edge of the area. Across it comes for Coffey. Alyssa Thompson now. And takes a deflection. It falls for Sentnor! It's another goal for Ali Sentnor. And it's 2-0 inside half an hour in St. Louis.
And then she wasn't the only one to score a brace. We got 2 goals from Lynn Biandola. She came in as a sub and immediately scored in the 60th minute. Let's watch.
For 12 corner kicks tonight. That will be an area that's addressed for sure.
The outswing it in towards the 6-yard box, and McKeown got there, and it's put in by Lynn Biandola. It's 3-0, and Lynn Biandola
Just stick
with
your
an
leg out.
immediate impact, straight off the bench.
And then let's watch her second goal. Because 2, baby.
Because 2.
Yeah, and I think Emma Hayes is going to be thrilled, as the team will be, with the 2 wins.
Patterson down the right side, drives it in. Biandola! 2 goals off the bench.
Good lead on that one. And she carried the cake too.
Home from close range, and it is 4-0 with 2 minutes to play.
That was her hat trick, carrying the cake.
Right.
That's her 3rd goal. So Justin came in and said, sorry, ESPN had it wrong on their website. My bad. They fixed it. Actually, ESPN put it back to and put in the records the other way around. I like that better.
They've done that
Also,
a couple.
Can you go back a couple of days and change the Texas Tech Oklahoma score?
Yeah.
Please.
But thoughts on the women's national team?
So good.
Cause I just want to talk about them because our next subject, I don't. It's gonna make me more depressed.
Josh is just done. With that
Done. I am done. You talk about not. You know how much pulse they have? They have as much pulse as Winston Churchill does. Spoiler alert for you historians out there, non-historians out there. Winston Churchill is dead. That's how much pulse our team has.
You're done. D-U-N, done.
Yeah.
You can also tell, what's actually happening because we don't have any scheduled clips for the men's national team.
No.
Where's the goals, bro? Where's
They
the
haven't
goals?
played yet, but yes.
Yeah, I know, but still, there's nothing good to show.
Well, I'm not expecting you to score any the way it's going.
There's not any good pictures.
We got some updates to the U.S. men's national team roster.
Yeah, they suck. That's the update to the roster.
Sorry. Bless me. I'm allergic to bullshit. Team play. That is.
We got some injuries to the roster that was announced for the 2 friendlies and Gold Cup. Falarin Balogun, which I loved the way Josh pronounced his name last week. It was perfect. With ankle, DeJuan Jones, lower body, and Sean Zawatsky with his knee. They've been replaced by Walker Zimmerman, Nathan Harriel, and Paxton Aronson. Walker Zimmerman hasn't been called up for a while now, but having him in camp might bring some needed leadership. His 43 caps for the U.S. men's national team is only behind Tim Ream, 68, Matt Turner, 51, Brendan Aronson, 47, and Tyler Adams, 44. He did play at the 2022 World Cup, and him and Tim Ream were our center back pairing. And they were just the blonde man buns in the back. But unfortunately, Walker has shaved his head, so he is no longer rocking the man bun. I still think Chris Richards will be starting for us, but I wouldn't be surprised if Pochettino pairs Zimmerman with Richards. I think Tim Ream was better than Zimmerman, but is falling off due to, unfortunately, father time. And Zimmerman's slightly younger than him at the age of 32, so it will be interesting if they're closer in skill set now than before, but I guess we'll watch. We'll see. And then with Paxton Aronson being a replacement player, he gets to be in camp with his older brother, Brendan. So that's fun. Yeah, get to be there with your bro. And then for Nathan Harriel, I don't really rate him that much, but, congrats to getting into camp. And then just a complete side note, this has nothing to do with the U.S. men's national team per se, but U.S. men's national team player Michael Bradley joins Jesse Marsh's Canadian coaching staff. So if you know Michael Bradley, he's played for us in World Cups. He's now working with Team Canada. So any thoughts on the men?
Does he know how to work drones?
Yeah, I was gonna say, does he know how to cheat? Well, is that why they hired him, or what?
You know that it's an infamous, and we quote all the time of when Homer is cooking a pig, and Lisa was on her vegetarian kick and was like and just basically was destroying the barbecue, and every time he's like just coming up with reasons as the pig just becomes unedible or whatever, and he's like, it's just a little dirty, it's still good, it's still good. Oh, it's just got to do some brushes. It's still good. Oh, it's just a little airborne. Like he's just like what you just read is just us trying to salvage what is not. It was already just unedible and is dead.
Josh is down on the men.
Yeah,
it's the no heart thing that is just irks.
I know.
Zawadzki. I mean, he's out with a knee, but I mean, how many caps does he have? Because we only need 2, dude. We only need 2 caps from you. Those are 2 kneecaps. Get better.
2.
And then also, I don't know, maybe all 3 of you guys find some heart. Because God bless it, dude. I mean, when you talk about the women, man, like they're killing it. Mm-hmm. And even some of our like superstars, as far as like the more recognizable names and more brandable names, aren't there. I mean, we've got people that were pulling up. And and calling up, and they're showing out. Hopefully, these guys do it right. So Zimmerman, Harriel, Aronson, let's go. All right, put it into gear. Whatever culture is there, fuck it. You guys create your own culture, set the tone, set the pace. Set the fucking tone, right? Don't punch somebody in the mouth. I don't know what you have to do to set the tone, but let's go. Like, let's get some dogs in these fights.
Find something.
Yeah.
And then the last thing in soccer is just a mention. We're going to talk about it more next week. TST started today, and so that's fun. I didn't get to see the end of Concava, which is Pat McAfee's team, but they were playing, and they were 0-0 when I did watch it. 4-0, nice. So Concava.
Is that something I need to get tested for?
We will show the video of Pat having some nice trying to get a nice assist and stuff, but
that'll be next week.
That'll be next week, guys.
Yeah. What's TST? Is that something I need to get tested for?
The soccer tournament.
Okay.
You should probably
I don't
get
have
tested,
TST.
No, you don't have TST.
I don't think so, but you might want to check just in case.
Okay. We'll do. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'll get with my doctor. We'll figure it out.
Yes.
And then we got some lighting the lamp to do. Some exciting, but then not exciting today. But it's fine. It's fine. It was just one game.
It also wasn't exciting last week.
For that one.
and me knowing Puck.
I mean, that was done for a while.
But at least I had somewhat. I didn't have a leg to stand on, but I had like a toe.
You also picked the Capitals too, as well.
It was called hedging your bets. Okay, it happens. Guess what? I lost all of it.
All of it.
All the hedges.
All the hedges.
The finals are a
Even the
repeat
fern.
of last year's finals: Florida Panthers versus the Edmonton Oilers. And I want to get your guys' thoughts on this about touching the cup. So, as everyone knows, it's bad luck to touch the Stanley Cup until you've won it. However, there's some back and forth on whether touching the conference finals trophies are bad luck or not. So we got the Prince of Wales trophy in the East, the Clarence S. Campbell trophy in the West. For the Florida Panthers, this is the third year in a row winning the Prince of Wales trophy. The first year, they touched the trophy and lost the Stanley Cup finals. The second year, they didn't touch the trophy and they won the Stanley Cup finals. So this year, they decided not to touch the trophy again. For Edmonton, last year, they didn't touch the Clarence S. Campbell trophy and they lost the Stanley Cup finals. So this year, they decided to touch the trophy and see if that can change the juju. And we have a video of the Edmonton fans watching them touch the trophy and their thoughts on touching the trophy.
They enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, I thought so too. What's the issue?
Oh, good.
The quick turn. Yeah. No! Why? Don't touch it, you son of a bitch!
Look at how worried.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, it worked for the Panthers in the 2 times they went to the 2 in a row. So they touched it, didn't work, but then they didn't touch it and it worked. Whereas, so now they just got to switch.
Maybe the reverse.
But they're doing it reverse. The reverse curse, where they didn't touch it last year and they lost. So might as well change it up this year. I did look up a little bit of the stats. This was started in 1997 by the Philadelphia Flyers, and that's where the whole superstition stuff comes in. And it's of the teams that have done it for each conference, it's kind of 50-50, really.
Yeah.
Not.
You're saying that they reversed and then they crisscrossed?
Yes.
Applesauce.
But did everybody clap their hands? Yeah. No. Look. A jinx only has the power that you give it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. You're a sports fan. Your sports players have superstitions. They wore a shirt one time that fucking won them their Little League World Series. And then that's what they have to have like a remnant of in their pocket into their adult years. I don't know. I think it's an R word that we didn't talk about earlier. But for you as a whole arena, just to be like, he touched a trophy! Oh my god! Like
that one guy is just like going through it.
Like, you gave it power. Like your aggregate consciousness just lost you the series. Because now, what are you going to do every time that you go into that arena, right? Into that building? What kind of energy are you going to put into that room? That fear that, oh my God, they touched it. This is going to be it. This is when we lose. This is when we lose. This is when we lose. And then when you do lose, you're like, yep, I told you. Yeah, because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, because you lost because you're thinking it, right? Get past that and look beyond a curse and be positive. Be positive. Hey, whenever Patrick Mahomes had 13 seconds left, do you think I was saying, oh, man, it's done. We're cooked. Give him the trophy. I was like, no. I was like, look, there's still a chance. There's still a chance, right? There's still 13 seconds. Hasn't really been done that much. There's still 13 seconds. So look, like you as the fan have to muster that fucking energy for them. That's what you feed into them. Not the opposite. Not the, oh, God, he touched something that is fucking made of metal and aluminum and has some fucking prints on it. Oh, my God, we're going to lose. Like, you're just dumb. You're so dumb. So dumb.
We should just gave. We should have just gave him the floor on that.
Yeah.
Honestly, but
we can still.
As a baseball fan, I can be very superstitious sometimes. So I found it absolutely hilarious that a good majority, I don't know if the entire stadium, but a good majority of the stadium was
definitely
upset.
that section.
Definitely that section. Definitely that guy, even though he quietly was like.
That was it, because you can kind of hear like someone kind of like what the hell, and then kind of like laughing about it, and that guy was just like, "We fucked up.
We done fucked up."
Yeah, but to quote, as far as superstitions go, to quote the superior Ace Ventura movie, which is Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, I haven't had a lineman change his jockstrap in 20 years because he thinks flies are lucky. So that just came to mind. Felt like sharing it, and also to take a little jab in the fact that Ace Ventura: Pet Detective is the superior of the two.
Yep. Sorry. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Well, it seemed that the Oilers fans gave enough good energy today because they did win. So, also shout out to the guy who did the national anthem. He did it from the stands. And one thing, I love our national anthem. Sometimes people try to like just like through it, and it drives me nuts. He just sang it straight. It was good. And then the Canadian national anthem, he started it, and then he put the mic up, and the entire arena was singing. And I was like, why can't we do that? That's so beautiful.
Boston did that after the Boston bombings. The Bruins, they just had the Bruins fans sing it. So they have done that before in hockey, though.
Yeah. So it was a beautiful thing. So shout out that guy. I don't know his name, but I did see it.
I wonder if it was the same guy from one of the previous series that I watched.
Shorzy?
Yeah, Shorzy. Yeah, no, he was phenomenal. But like this guy did the American national anthem, and he did the French one in a combination of English and French, as far as the Canadian one. Sorry, but just crushed it.
Yeah.
But with consistency, not
right.
flair, not like over embellishing. Definitely didn't Fergie it up and try to jazz it too much. Say you see. It's like, all right, just
Christina
Aguilera, we're not here for you. We're not here for you. We're here for them.
That being said, shout out to Whitney Houston and Chris Stapleton, because damn.
I mean, yeah, killed it. But it was just like they were them. They got it in and out.
Yep.
I mean, there's a difference between knowing the moment and living it. And then there's the other aspect of trying to, I don't know, make something else out of that moment that's not really there. But yeah.
But yeah, shout out to the national anthem singers who do a really good job, and this guy did a really good job. So shout out to that Edmonton Oilers fan.
Shout out to anthems. Yeah, you may boo them. We don't like it.
Let's go. Shout out to both.
Both
anthems, right?
BOFUM, both of them.
Yeah,
both of them.
Boo both of them. Cheer both of them. Let's go.
And guys, do we want to talk some scuttlebutt?
Let's do it.
Oh God, I'm an ass man. I love scuttlebutt.
Yeah.
So unfortunately for his team here, Dallas Stars fans and apparently also the players are not very happy with head coach Pete DeBoer and how he treated their franchise goalie Jake Ottinger, who is also an option for Team USA at the Olympics and was the backup at Four Nations during the Game 5 loss against Edmonton Oilers, according to a report by David Pagnotta of the fourth period. Pagnotta said players were not pleased with DeBoer's decision to pull Ottinger just over 7 minutes into Game 5 after he allowed goals on the first two shots he faced. Ottinger admitted he was caught off guard by the decision, saying, "I wasn't expecting that to happen. It was surprising, but the reality is if I make one or two of those saves, I'd still be playing in the game. I was on the screen while sitting on the bench a lot more than I thought I should be. I don't know why they kept showing me. I haven't moved in half an hour. It sucks. It's embarrassing." DeBoer's comments after the game, quote, "Anytime you pull a goalie, the reasoning is always to try and spark your group. Obviously, we were in a 2-0 hole right away, and I didn't take that lightly, and I didn't blame it all on Jake, but the reality is he lost 6 of 7 games to Edmonton." Kind of sounds like you're blaming it on Jake there, but fans are not too happy with his statements there, but they also not too happy from this video of the coach walking by the franchise goalie.
Yeah, I also don't like your setup, okay? You know I love Scuttlebutt.
I'm sorry.
You pulled this?
I'm sorry.
You pulled this?
I'm sorry.
Don't ruin the Scuttle's butts.
Scuttlebutt, please.
Literally just walked by him. Everyone else dapped him up. He's like, nope.
Dude, the look up of...
All right, you better have slept with the coach's wife because this makes no sense.
And we have just some more people talking about how crazy this was. Let's watch.
It's a panic move. If he really wanted to give a jolt to the system of this team, it probably needed to be something in the lineup before the game, like scratching Jamie Benn or some shit. Like, there's ways to wake them up if you're looking to wake them up that don't involve you pulling a demonstrably better goaltender than your backup out of the game after 2 goals. The post game was just embarrassing, man. Like, I keep on revisiting what I heard last night and just the idea of him claiming he's not putting it on Ottinger, but it clearly is putting it on Ottinger that they keep falling behind in these games. And then doing something that I don't think is recoverable if you're Pete DeBoer, which is the idea that your franchise goalie can't beat one team in your conference, which is what he said about Ottinger. He said he had enough of a sample size to see that he couldn't beat the Oilers. And I'm like, pretty good chance you're going to see him next year, Pete. Like, pretty good chance you're going to see the Oilers again. And you just went on the record to say your goalie can't beat him. Like, how do you recover from that? Can you imagine if, like, coach of the Rangers at some point was just like, yeah, it's good, but Lundqvist will never beat Carolina or some shit? Like, what is you can't do that with your.
Yeah. Can't do that. Can't do that.
Yeah. Do you think after 2 times Phil Jackson was like, Michael Jordan can't beat the Pistons? Like, no.
Just can't do it.
Can't do it. I know. I'm not saying that. Obviously, I'm not saying that the goalkeeper is Michael Jordan, but my point gets across.
Yeah. And we have a final video here, but to really describe just, again, how freaking crazy this is.
We have another one?
I think you
Board didn't even look at each other coming out for the second, and yet while this was all bad, it was the coach's post-game comments that were far worse.
I didn't blame it all on Jake, but the reality is, he's lost 6 to 7 games to Edmonton, and status quo had not been working, and that's a pretty big sample size.
Talk about throwing a guy under the bus. In other words,
I didn't blame it all on Jake,
but he freaking sucks and I don't trust my number 1 guy. Now remember, they just signed Ottinger back in October to an 8-year deal. So you kind of have to wonder if these are the actions of a man ready to be fired, because I don't know how this relationship can be salvaged going forward. And don't get me wrong, DeBoer is a great coach. He's been in the Western Conference Finals 6 times in 8 seasons with 3 different clubs, but he just could not get the offense going in this series when they needed it. He had no answers for the Oilers special teams, and in the biggest game of the year, like I said, he panicked. He puts in a goalie into Smith, who hadn't played in over a month. I mean, to have this short of a leash on one of the better netminders in the league, in my opinion, is nuts. Now,
Yeah.
Can we just stop making dumb, boneheaded moves in Dallas? And I'm talking about all teams. Except for Paige when she gets healthy. But can we stop? The Stars, the Mavericks, Cowboys have done it for 20 years. Can we just stop?
Renegades?
Mount up.
Technically they're the Arlington Renegades,
Right.
but USFL.
But thoughts on your team there, Tishka?
Look, I just picked him this year. And based off of proximity. But no, everybody was insanely disappointed. For one, because they did an incredible job against some of the top ranked teams, in the previous rounds. And even in that first game, 6-1? They absolutely dominated, and they had the power play that they never got back to the entire rest of the series. And for them to do this whenever it was 0-2, seems a little bit hasty. To basically, your goalie is your bell cow, right? That should be your ride or die, especially if you just sign a contract with the motherfucker for years. That's gonna be the interesting thing of who's gonna be there next year. Is it the goalie or is it the coach? Mm-hmm. We're seeing it with the Knicks. Right? We're seeing it with some of these other playoff teams in different leagues, in different sports, where it's like, all right, is it going to be the player or the coach? Like, who's going to be the one sticking around? So for this one, the player just signed a contract. We'll see if they can work out something trade-wise or whatever. But, a lot of people are not too happy. They were not happy at the hotel.
And he's a great goalie too. That's the other thing. Yeah. It's not that he's a bad goalie.
No, and you didn't give him a chance. Yes, last year he did not get the job done. But you know who else didn't get the job done? The rest of the fucking conference. It's the Edmonton Oilers. It's like you look at the West, that was the West. You look at the East, as far as with the Panthers. It's just it's the same shit. You want to get there, but sometimes getting there is not making brash or irrational decisions. Sometimes it's just holding fast hope in what you've built and trusting yourself as an organization. And this is clearly an organization that doesn't trust itself, at the leadership position. So who's going to have the final say as far as who they're going to trust? I don't know. But yeah, I hate to see that for the guy because that was embarrassing as hell to record those 3 clips of him basically just being fucking downward dog and just come on, man. I don't know.
And then, I don't blame the broadcast, but the broadcast kept going back to him sitting on the bench because that's the story.
That's the story.
It's embarrassing.
I know. And look, as the other 2 people here, our teams, when they were great, which Souls is right now, it's because you have a solid goalie. When the Preds were having just season after season of being right there and competitive and all that, yes, it was other players, but Pekka Rinne was so good and so solid all the time until Father Time caught up to him. And I think he might be the first Predator to have not just his jersey retired, but have a statue built for him. That's how much impactful and great he was for the organization. Now we're just happy to not finish last, right? Because Pekka Rinne retired. And we've also had some other guys, but yes, coaching stuff has to do with it. But the Edmonton last year, the one thing that they were I don't know, was their goalie. But the Panthers had Bob. And when you always have Bob, you got a shot.
Yeah, I could never see our coach, Paul Maurice, pulling Bobrovsky. For letting two in. I could never see that. Even if we were because let's put it this way, the game that we won to get to the Stanley Cup Finals, we were down 2 in the first period, and then we scored in the second and in the third, and we won that game. Because you have to let the goalie finish out that game, unless he said something to you because like he literally was walking back, skating back to his goal, and then the coach was like, "Nope." Like, I'm replacing you, basically. Skate your ass back to the bench. So I just, it's something that
it's weird.
It's weird. I don't know how often it's been done, but to me that's so rare and so, like, as you said, embarrassing. It's just embarrassing.
Embarrassing, kind of pompous too. The way I was acting. Kind of pompous, but
then to put it on him in the post game, like, you're a coach, you're supposed to take the heat. You're not supposed to
take responsibility.
Yeah, you're not supposed
to. The high road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's on me. You know, the buck stops here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even if you're just bullshitting in front of a fucking camera, do it.
Yeah.
But for you to just drag him through the mud, I just don't know who smells more like shit after that press conference and after that series. Because once you took the goalie out, you didn't do any better.
Yeah.
You did worse. like nobody could get anything done offensively. I mean, they scored like one goal maybe like each game, and then the final one they got a couple or three. Like they got one in each period, but you still lost 6-3. Like, come on, man! Like, what the fuck are you doing? So maybe he's gonna be going way to the dodo as far as coaching in that. But
if you're gonna
looking at Odinger's stats, man. I mean, he came into the league 2020. Well, as far as regular season and goals allowed 2.36, 2.53, 2.37, 2.72, 2.59. Right. So his first year was definitely his best. But still, I mean, like, last year was worse than this year.
Yeah.
And you guys signed him this year to a contract. Like, write it out. That's the only thing I'm looking at is you paid the person, give them the opportunity to prove himself. I mean, they just beat the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, the President's Cup
betting against them.
Winners.
Yeah.
They beat the best regular season team.
So if you're gonna
damn Jets,
right? The gosh damn Jets. If you're gonna go in on a player, go full bore, because one of the most infamous post game was Mike Singletary when he coached for the 49ers, and he was going off on Vernon Davis. Which, look up Vernon Davis. He's really good when he played. Okay. Out of Maryland. Yes, it's still, as far as the whole collegiate.
Again, Josh knows,
But anyway, it's infamous to be like, can't win with them. He went off for like, it's an infamous clip. But at least I was like, you know what? Even though I disagree with the coach, at least he's not pulling punches on why he's doing what he's doing, in his opinion of the player.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, instead of taking the high road, if you're going to take the low road, just clip them at the Achilles at this point.
Yeah, so we'll see what Dallas does in this off season.
Off seasons are not good for professional Dallas teams.
Nope. And the thing is, like, Dallas low-key has become a hockey town because the Stars have been good, and their only hope.
We almost got through a show without you just poking me.
I didn't bring up anything.
Stars is the name of the team, dude. We're not talking about the blue ones.
I know what you were saying. You're good, you.
How now, brown cow?
You're good, you.
He's so in his head about it that he can bring it up himself. I don't even have to say it.
Just take your pickings. What topic you want to talk about?
See what happens when you favor Dallas teams, Tushka? This is what you end up like. Don't be this.
Dak's not fair. What you said with Dak's not fair.
Josh, where can the people
Sorry, I'm
find
sounding
us?
like an Elliot.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, there you go. The people can find us tomorrow night. Myself and Justin Toner will be breaking down everything in the world of wrestling in Ruckus Wrestling. We were doing that there. And then the next night, you'll see Soul and I go over Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wang. It is a story. It's a fantastical story with a bunch of names that if you can remember at least 4 of them, I will give you a medal because they really, really push it. But we will be going over our book review of that. It's a pretty solid story about breaking through the glass ceiling, achieving something that no one else has achieved, along with class warfare and oppression. So just a great book all around. Join us tomorrow. Join us on Friday. Do we have a time yet, So?
No, but the way you just said that was so funny.
That's what I do. And then also, as always what we say out there, don't join a Dynasty League, but join us for Fantasy F Around when we come back later this summer. And that's what we've got going on.
Justin Toner said about the book so much.
Well, I think he's talking about Ruckus Wrestling too, but yes.
But yes. Thank you, Josh.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
The Dallas sports in general.
I brought it up. Yeah, I did. I buried my grave on that one.
But yeah, okay. Take us away.
Well, guys, like, subscribe, ring the doorbell. Let's time a more of it to Zen. I think I broke Soul, so moment is end.
Palacios was off balance on a curveball. It's a pop-up third base side.
Where's it at?
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. I mean, I could bring it up, but
did you not let us know?
Yeah, I got it. Here's a moment.
Sure? You sure you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
You got it?
Yep, I got it.
Is it up?
It's up.
No, it's not.
It was.
It's not up.
Yeah, I clicked it. Oh.
Now it's up.
Okay.
Amor, ¿qué vas a hacer?
Mira este golazo,
¿Para qué es eso?
Mira este golazo. Mira este golazo.
¿Estás seguro que lo vas a meter desde ahí?
Mira este golazo, son técnicas que no sabes. Mira.
¿Estás seguro? Ay, no. Yo no creo que funcione. Amor, ¿qué vas a hacer?
There we go. For the kids out there, even if you line up the shot, you're still gonna miss it. It's like my golf game.
Yep.
See you all.
There you go. God, remove your fucking thing, dude.